Hey, how's it going, guys? This is the Link Plus T3 Android tablet. This may just be the best tablet under $100 because it's running a MediaTek G99 with 8 gigabytes of RAM, a 2K display, and 128 gigabytes of internal storage. And that's all for under $100 again. So that's really impressive. I don't think we've ever seen a tablet of this level go for that price. So in the box, it seems pretty straightforward. You got the tablet itself in here. Put that to the side. Actually, this is what the tablet looks like. I'll go over it in just a moment. Then there's the user manual. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Got a USB-C to USB-C charger. Interesting. And interestingly enough, there's a wall outlet that it comes with. A USB-C to wall outlet. And I just gotta say, if Link Plus can include this, so can Samsung. But I digress. There's also a pin, probably to get to the micro SD tray. It looks like there's nothing else here. Yep, nothing else in the box. So here's the tablet itself. On the front, I see the front camera. And then I don't know why it's not focusing in. But anyways, it's there. And then there's a rear camera with the flash. It's protruding in the back. This back doesn't feel too bad. And then on the side, it's like not too thick. You got speakers on one side with the USB-C port. Underneath is where you can get to the micro SD card tray, which I have out here. And then, got nothing else here. On the left side is some more speaker grills. I'm not sure if they emit from both sides. And then on the top, it seems like we might have either a microphone or reset button with volume keys, then the power button on top. Then there is a screen protector that comes pre-installed with this. Even after taking this out, there's a screen protector underneath that. So let's just take that out. Always satisfying. This tablet feels a little different to me because there's like curved edges, not flat edges, so it's not bad. The screen itself is pretty nice, actually. I mean, it gets decently bright, but more so the fact that this seems to be laminated, which is pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, and then out of the box, we have about, what, 114 gigabytes free out of 128, so there's a lot of storage space here. It's running on Android 13, and there's not too much bloatware here. It's pretty much like a near-stock Android experience. That's nice. This is just mind-blowing. The cameras on here seem poor at best. This one's a little bit better, the front-facing camera. Really can't complain that with this. So if I were to take a quick picture, let's see here. It's good enough for a video call. Nothing too crazy here. And then this is HDR mode for the rear camera. It's just pretty bad overall. And it takes a moment to focus. Sometimes it's not going to do a good job like here. But it's a camera. It's there if you need it. This like start guide and then the Apple. So videos can be watched at 1440p on YouTube, which is nice. Oh, this one's at 720p. I should have upscaled it, but it's all right. This is a 2000 by 1200 display, and apparently it has Widevine level L1. That means you can watch videos at full HD 1080p on your streaming platforms without a problem. This was a major issue, or even a deal breaker, for low-end devices like this. And in terms of the speaker, it feels like it's one speaker that's emitting from both sides, like a mono speaker. I could be totally wrong, but it feels a little weird because they do emit from both sides, but it doesn't really feel that immersive. It's still easy to hear, or easier than having it in the back or just on one side, I guess. Videos on Netflix and other streaming platforms are going to be playable at full HD 1080p because of Widevine level L1, and that's nice. That's kind of rare to see. But I'm glad we're starting to see this more often. So down here on DRM info, it mentions security level is L1. And I feel like moving forward, this is going to be the standard. Not always the case, but that was really one of the deal breakers for getting off-branded devices versus like an Amazon Fire or something like a Samsung tablet. But regardless, I'm glad this has it. The only difference is compared to those is that the screen is not going to be as good. Just a quick show here. So this is the Amazon Fire 11 Max. Maybe I'm comparing apples to oranges because this is the Fire 11 Max. And so it's like double what this is. Anyways, the screen is better, it's more vibrant, and it's brighter too. But I digress. This is still great for what it's worth. And going back to it, in terms of performance, I went on Geekbench and I took a few scores. I think the single core was not that great, but the multi-core score was solid. And in terms of just doing basics tasks or even multitasking, it was great. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM, so there's nothing to worry about there. Then really quickly before I go to CPU-Z, this is the GPU score. So nothing high end, of course, but not bad at all. I mean, I'm going to test some games in just a moment just to see how everything is. So here's more information on everything. The model for the CPU, ARM Mali G57 MC2 for CPU. Here's a little more info about the device, including the PPI and everything else. The system, battery, and the battery life seems to be pretty decent so far from what I've been testing out. It's lasted me for, I've just left it, in sleep for a few days. So let me just see real quick what I can tell from battery. I hope they don't block it from usage. Oh, the battery data usage is not available. So, but as it can be seen here, this is how I used it. I kind of left it for sleep. I turned it off and then I left it for like sleep here. And yeah, overall it doesn't seem too bad, but I wish I could give a little more accurate reading. My guess is you can get a full day out of this with moderate use because it has a 7,000 milliamp hour battery, and that should be pretty solid. Even when I am gaming, it should be good enough. Speaking of gaming, first game here is Roblox, and the game is pretty smooth overall. I noticed maybe a few frame rate drops, but it's been smoother than any other budget tablet that I've been using or any tablet around this price range. So that's a really good sign. Next game here is RuneScape. And overall things seem to be running pretty well. There are some more frame rate drops and hiccups here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary that would affect my game performance too much, if at all. So yeah, just walking around, I can tell there's a little bit here and there, but still playable. Finally, I'm checking out One Piece Bounty, I think this is what it's called. And no major lag whatsoever. I'm just playing on the regular settings, although this looks a little more pixelated, interestingly enough. So, yeah, simple games can work pretty well. I don't know exactly... Actually, you know what? Yeah, this is pretty good overall. No major lag whatsoever. I was just thinking that this might be losing some frames here or there, but I wish there was like a FPS counter that I could put on here. I don't really notice one in here to put on there, but nonetheless, it's for $99 or under $100. This is like the new standard for what games should be, or tablets should be more specifically, not games. So yeah, for tablets at $100, this is the new standard, or it should be at least, and this is the best one so far, being at $99 right now on Amazon, which I'll link down below. So yeah, this is great for what it's worth, but also there are some other tablets I noticed that are just as good, if not better, for around the same price. So I'm going to be checking those out, and stay tuned for that. And as always, thanks for watching.